my YouTube channel. This is my first video and I'm kind of excited. Actually, it's my second time recording it. We're not gonna talk about that. So yeah, my first video, I decided I wanted to do talk about Dallas. I've lived in Dallas area for almost 9 months. I moved from Mississippi, so basically I'm gonna talk about like the differences between living in a big city versus a small town where I come from in Mississippi. And first, if it looks like I'm looking a weird way, my phone is turned sideways and my camera's here, but I'm looking here. I'm looking at myself, but whatever. Anyway, and excuse my head because I want to get this video recorded though. So anyway, I'm doing like the pros and cons about living in the Dallas area versus, you know, where I'm from. So I want to start with, what's the pros and cons? We're going to start with the cons. Gonna talk about the cons. First thing, the weather. The weather in Dallas is crazy as hell, first of all. 1 minute it can be 80 degrees. Tomorrow it'll be 35. It'll be freezing cold, and then it'll be hot and start raining. Like, the weather is very unpredictable. I am not used to it, but I mean, I'm living here, so I gotta adjust to it. The summers. I moved here in May of 2018, so I got to experience the summers in Dallas from the beginning to the end. And let me tell you, I thought I was prepared. No ma'am, I was not. I think it got up to like 114 one day. I've never in my life experienced temperatures like that. I don't think, where I'm from, I don't even think that the temperature got up until like maybe the highest has been like 100. I don't know, but it ain't never been no 113 degrees where I'm from. The next con is the traffic. Be prepared to sit in traffic. Be prepared to sit in traffic, especially if you're like in Dallas. Like, I live outside of Dallas. I don't live in Dallas. I actually live in the Arlington area. I've worked in Dallas. I've been out in Dallas and all of that. But even, I mean, it's even traffic here where I am, but like, be prepared to sit in traffic, especially on the main highways and stuff. Next con. Sorry, y'all. I just got out of a cold. I'm trying not to do all that on this video, but I had to get it recorded. Okay, so 9 times out of 10, you'll live in a different city where you work. I've had like 8 jobs since I've moved here in May. Don't judge me. Don't do it. I've had like 8 or 9 jobs or whatever, and not once have I ever worked in the city that I lived in. So if there's a problem for you, then you might want to find your job first and then move wherever you want to, you know, work at. Because it's a lot of jobs, but you might not live in the same town that you work in, and it could be a pro or a con depending on the person. Some people don't like to drive, some people don't mind. I'm one of those who doesn't mind driving, so that's not a big issue for me. And the last con I have on the list, people drive crazy. People drive crazy. They do. They'll cut in front of you with this much room. Like, people drive crazy. It's a lot of wrecks. You'll see a wreck at least once a day. So serious. And if it's not a wreck, it's an almost wreck. So, I mean, no matter what highway I go on, I always end up seeing a wreck. So that's just what it is. Just, you have to watch. You have to drive for yourself and other people because they don't care. So now let's talk about the pros. First thing, I have jobs. Now, the job market out here, in my opinion, is great. Like I said, I've had about 8 or 9 jobs, which, I mean, once you're moving somewhere new, you might not start off with a job that you want, the pay that you want, but I mean, there's always a job to start out with. Versus back home, it's kind of hard to find a job in Mississippi. I'm just being honest. I mean, it is what it is. And I feel like it's been easy to get jobs here. Like I haven't had a problem getting jobs. Whether it's a job that I wanted or what, but it's pretty easy to get a job out here. So, I mean, it might be something that you guys want to think about if you are contemplating on moving in the area. Because I moved here without a job. I honestly moved here without a job. I moved 8 hours away without a job. I mean, I did have a little saved up, but at the same time, I wasn't worried. I was like, I'm sure it's easy to get a job out here. Before I even knew how easy it was. I mean, they have job sites, job websites or whatever. They have Facebook pages with job postings. Indeed is where I did most of my applying. And also, I forgot the name of the other website that I used. But it's real easy to get a job out here. So, I feel like you shouldn't have a problem getting a job in this area at all. The next on my list of pros. My first time in Texas, I noticed, Dallas, whatever. I noticed how friendly the people were. Now, you might have a different experience than I have, but overall, people are way friendlier here than back home. I don't know if it's just me or what, but I noticed the people are extremely friendly, and I love that. I love it. The next thing I have on my list, there are a lot of people with an entrepreneurial mindset, and I love it. Which is the main, well, that's not the people aren't why I moved here, but it's a good area for entrepreneurs. If you're starting your own business, thinking about starting your own business, it's a good area. There's a lot of networking events. It's a lot. Seriously. Like, there's people really out here making full-time income on certain stuff that I notice people from back home are doing like part-time. Not to, say that the people here are better or whatever, but it's just like their mindset is more focused here. I don't know if that makes sense, but I love it. I love it. The next on my list of pros is the food. Restaurants. There are a lot of restaurants out here. I love to eat, first of all. I know y'all can tell. I love to eat. There's a lot of restaurants out here, and I have noticed like there are a lot different. There are a lot of different kind of restaurants also. Like, I mean, I'm a seafood person. There's a lot of seafood places out here. More than I've ever experienced. More than I've ever known. My favorite one so far has been Shell Shack. I go to the one in Arlington. I did find this other place that has some fire crawfish. They are in Addison. However, I do not remember the name of it. I'll put it in the comments if anybody is interested in that, but I don't remember the name of it. But yeah, there are a lot of restaurants. Now, for those who are vegan, well, I'm going to say vegan. Those who are vegan, I found a few vegan restaurants out here, but not a lot. So, I don't know if that might be a problem for some or whatever, but there's not a whole lot that I've noticed. Could be some that I haven't found, but I haven't noticed it. And no, I'm not vegan, but I do like to try new things. So, and the last thing that I have on my list are, there's a lot of apartments out here. There are a lot. Now, depending on what your price range is, on what you wanted to spend on an apartment, it varies. I mean, you can find a 1-bedroom starting around, not 600, I'm lying, around 700. I haven't seen any 600, but I have seen a lot starting around 700, and of course they go up. But it depends on what area you're living in. Of course, it depends on the look, what's included and all of that. And no, I haven't found any apartments that include utilities, so you're gonna be paying your utilities, which, I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but so yeah, there are a lot. There's apartments on every corner, every street, there are a lot. Every time you go down the road and see a lot of freaking apartments. So, I mean, can't really say you can't find anywhere to move to. It may be more so the price range that you're looking for, but I have noticed a whole lot. So trying to see if there's anything that I didn't cover. I think I pretty much covered everything. Well, I covered everything on my list. However, I'm pretty sure it's something that I didn't cover, but I can't think of right now. But I'm always more than willing to do a part 2 to this video if there is anything that I didn't cover. Something that may come to mind, I add in the comments or whatever I need to do. But hopefully this video helped some if you are considering moving to Dallas, you know, versus if you're coming from a small town or whatever. Those are the, you know, differences in my opinion. I just had to say that because I know there could be some people that come on here like, no, that's not true. It's just my experience. So that I'm just sharing with y'all. But anyway, thank y'all so much for tuning into this video. There are more to come, I promise. And thank you.